Hi, Janelle here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a black walnut tincture with vodka and green black walnut hulls. So let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to need, and I will put this in the description below, the supplies that you'll need are a cutting board, a nice strong pretty big knife. You will need at least, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green black walnuts. And you will also need a quart jar, a lid, a ring. I did not bring it out, but you do need tape for labeling, a masking tape or some kind of sticker. And you need your vodka. And I will describe the qualities of each of the items as we get started. And I'm going to move this, but this is a gallon jar that I began about a week ago. And typically I do fill it up more to the top, but I got short on time and I didn't get to finish. So this is one that has been sitting now for about a week, and you can see it's really dark, it's really black, and not quite potent yet, but it's getting there. So I'm going to set that aside so that I have more room here in front of me. Okay, so one thing you want to do is make sure that you're picking hulls that are nice and smooth without blemishes or cracks, because once they start to crack, the inside then starts getting it starts breaking down and getting mushy and black, and we want to cut this, and as I cut it, it will be green and fresh. So I do not have gloves on. I have done this many times. Your hands will stain, and if you do have any kind of fungal infection, it will actually sting a little bit. So quite frankly, just so I can give like a little bit of a background as to why you would even want to make the black walnut tincture, I have suffered or had in the past, I do not anymore, from eczema for years. And I learned about black walnuts from Dr. Christopher through the School of Natural Healing, and it has become a mainstay herb and medicinal with the tincture in my house, and it works so well with skin issues. And I found, quite frankly, that if you cut the hull and you use the juice from the freshly cut green part, I'm going to just put this up here. And what I would do is kind of like tamp it down a little bit, and I'm using my knife, but I really should probably not use that. I should have some other tool. Then you take the juice and you squeeze it or rub it onto the affected skin area, and any skin that is healthy and in good condition will feel nothing. But if you do have any kind of skin problem, skin rash, eczema, or ringworm, or fungal issue, it will sting. It's like killing, it's like attacking that parasitic skin issue on your skin. But what it will do is dry it up and cause it to go away, and the healthy skin to take over and regrow and come back. So what I'm trying to say is, if you do not want to get your hands stained, because they will stain and it stains for about a week, then you want to wear gloves. Or if you have something on your hands and you know, maybe just try rubbing it a little bit just to get a feel for like, oh, it does sting a little bit. I mean, it's not like painful, but it does have like a little smarting feel, like maybe like Bactane does. It does pass, and then if you had any itch at all, the itching goes away and it feels great. So those are the reasons why you might want to wear gloves. I am not wearing gloves. I'm going to be careful. Probably my fingertips will get some of the juice and get a little bit stained, but over the course of a few days that will go away. So let's go here. Let's get started. Cutting the hull, and I'm just putting pieces of it into the jar, going around. There's a hard secondary shell inside the green hull, and that encases the walnut, so you can actually eat the black walnuts. They're really delicious. They're hard to get to. It takes quite a bit of hammering or some kind of vise to break open the inner shell. And as I cut this off, you won't be able to see it because some of the flesh is going to still remain. But let's say you cut off the hulls and you let your inside part, the nut, see, this is like nut here, dry. So I take this and I let it dry. This whole thing is going to turn black. And then there's a bumpy, hard walnut shell inside. So I would let that dry, I would say at least a month before cracking it open. Usually you save them and crack them open in the winter time, but they're the best, most delicious black walnuts or walnuts you'll have ever tasted. So that one is pretty much cut up, and I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to do one more and then show you how I do the menstruum, which is the liquid. So I'm just slicing this, going around. You know, the bigger the holes you have, the better. I found they're usually juicier. You know, you want to look for really healthy trees in nice areas where the soil is healthy. And that's like anytime you collect or gather your herbs, you want to have nice, healthy plants. So let's just stop there. You can see this one is already turning black, and it will get totally black. And my fingertips are now yellow. Okay, so I have not filled the jar. I would keep going to about halfway, a little bit more than halfway, maybe almost 3/4 of the way, I would say. And then what I will do is do 50% water and 50% alcohol. So I have my water ready, and I'm going to just pour in a little bit less than halfway with water. And then with the vodka, I guess to me the brand doesn't particularly matter. I do not buy vodka in glass. I do not buy bottom shelf. I buy like a medium brand. And then, so I'm going to add the vodka. But typically I would wait until I have all of my all of my hulls in the jar. So just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to stop right there. Because as I add more hulls, this is going to, the liquid will probably displace and it will fill up. And then you're going to let this sit, and in a short period of time your tincture will become black like this. And after at least 2 full weeks, I will strain the liquid off and then store in dark amber bottles, and then bottle it in smaller tincture bottles to use over the winter time. And I'll have to do another video on more specifically for uses, but this is just a small demonstration on how to make the tincture. And if you have any interesting comments pertaining to black walnuts, comment below. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now and hit the like button. Come back for more.